I'm Brittany.
And I'm Tori.
And this is
the Be Afraid of the Dark podcast.
Welcome back, Spooky Tins.
Hello.
So, to update you, we have had technical problems up the fucking asshole.
Yes, for what? Now the last 3 episodes that we have tried to record?
Yep. Yeah. So the one that you previously heard before this was the best one that we got out of the last 2.
Yes.
So again, we do apologize.
We have
for
2 episodes that have been fully scratched.
Any, problems. We have been really struggling. On another note, we're gonna have story time with Tori.
Oh, okay.
So I had to go to the grocery store today, obviously, before you came over to get like what I needed for dinner for us. And there are these 2 kids outside. Swear to God, they probably had to be like 10 or 12. Okay, like in that age range. And I'm walking out and I'm hitting my vape like a normal person, not thinking anything of these 2 young kids just, vibing there. They're like, yo, let me get a hit of that. And I'm like, you're like 2.
Ew. What the heck?
And I just like kept walking. They're like, oh, we're gonna find you. And I said, yeah. And then there's like parents rolled up to like pick them up. I turned my happy ass around and I talked to that mom and I told them exactly what they said to me. And she started screaming at them.
Ooh, get them.
And she's like, I am so sorry they disrespect you. I said, it's fine. I'm just like, I'm not gonna like let them tolerate it and let them talk to people like that.
We 100% do not encourage any underage use of any substance.
But one, it like that is ridiculous. And 2, don't disrespect somebody.
Yeah.
And think that there's not gonna be
consequences.
Like she just happened to roll up.
Right.
And I was like, okay, you know what? I don't even care.
I got time.
I don't care. I was like, Jesus. And another story. So I'm going to try to like word this like, so my coworker has like a position right now at his job. And he's technically was supposed to be moved up to a different position.
Okay.
Well, they posted that position.
No, they didn't.
That's all I'm going to say because, like, I don't know the full details. All I know is it's
that's messed up.
Wow. And I was like, I understand why you're salty. Because it's not what you want.
Right. Yeah. Not at all.
Any new things on the front with you?
Well, so I did some Christmas shopping.
Oh yeah, Lucas never supposed to do that yesterday, but we just
like a little bit, like, cause Marshall's like big Christmas present this year is going to the Bert Kreischer show that's in town this week. So we're going to see that.
He knows that that's it.
Yeah. Your laptop just went off, ding.
Oh, huh. I'm a dingus.
And that's like his big Christmas present. Yeah, he knows because it's hard to be like, get in the car, trust me.
I've tried that with Lucas before. Never happening again.
Yeah. So, I just picked up a couple things for like kiddo, stuff like that. We've got big plans for her Christmas. Marshall's letting his imagination go wild with his childhood wants. And
dude, I love how much he loves her. It's so cute though.
Yeah. So, but I've been meaning to tell you this. I thought about it while we were eating dinner and I was like, I'm gonna save it for the podcast.
Oh, is that what you were about to tell me? And you're like, oh, I gotta save it. And you like stopped yourself.
Okay. So my Christmas present for you was gonna be freaking cow slippers. I've been planning and I was gonna get them, and then all of a sudden you show up like a week or 2 ago with freaking cow slippers on. I was like, God damn it.
I'm so sorry. Can you just get me a cow stuffy that I can sleep with?
Probably. Yeah. I'm not saying shit to you.
I'm so sorry. I will not buy Cal anything else.
Good. You shouldn't.
I did buy a cow print jacket.
Ooh, cute.
It's so cute, but I can't have it till Christmas
Ah,
because my mommy said so.
your
'Cause
mommy said so.
She's like, "Ooh, do you really like that?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Okay, buy it, but here's money, so it's a Christmas gift now." And I'm like,
Tricked you.
"Mom." She goes, "Nope, I can do what I want."
I love that.
And
I
then
love
to
that so
update you guys, since we have started our partnership with Podmatch,
Yep.
we have a jam-packed
December
schedule.
schedule. Yes.
It is going to be so cool.
So we'll do the interviews with those people, but we'll probably space it out just so you get regular episodes mixed in too.
Yeah. We are doing one
Next week.
Next week. We're on somebody's podcast.
Yes, we're gonna. Not only are we hosting interviews, but we are actually jumping out and being guests on other podcasts. So we'll let you know when those, because once we do it, we'll get the date, release date and
And
whatnot.
then we'll let you know what podcasts and
Yep.
when all of that jazz. And we hope you'll go and support them.
Yeah.
We have a really cool certified tarot reader, psychic, past life, reincarnation.
We've got another one that he's gonna tell us about his a spiritual awakening. We've got one that she helps ghosts pass over.
And not even using any faith rituals, how you can do it yourself. We're really excited to put these out for you guys because these are things we're super interested in how we want to proceed with them.
Yeah.
We'll tell you, but it's going to be a long time coming. We are doing a huge episode on permission from Robert to do Robert the Doll. But we're doing a big episode with interviews from people, from the caretaker. It's just going to take us a long time to get everything in place. So
and
just
edit it all together. And
be on the lookout for that, but it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
But we promise we'll cover him. I've had a couple people ask me if we're going to, and I'm like, we will. Just we're
getting there. We got big plans for y'all.
Oh, it's going to be a second. So we're pretty excited where things are going. We're growing so well. Yeah. Thanks to all you guys. Keep spreading the word. Our little spooky tins.
Yes. Our pyramid scheme.
Yes.
Tell two friends and you get more love.
And we can't forget Harold the ghost.
Yes.
He's a big part in all of this.
Yeah. He's
literally and metaphorically.
Yeah. He's really made himself known lately.
He's doing his own thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But we decided to kind of keep it like a chill episode.
Yes.
And just scare the shit out of each other, literally.
So I feel like yours will be scarier and mine will calm us back down. Because I have a really sweet one. And I just couldn't pass it up. I couldn't help it. I love when ghosties be nice.
I can tell you a really sweet ghosty story. You want to hear it?
Like your own?
Yeah, like my own.
Oh my god,
I just don't tell it very often. Okay, so none of you really know, or you may know. So my mother passed away when I was 6 years old in my house, in my old bedroom. So I actually refused to stay in any room except that one.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yep, I did not like sleeping in any other bedroom besides that room. After she passed, I would just switch how my bed was in the room. I did not want to leave the room. My mother loved potato chips. Okay, so I had potato chips.
Just like the normal Lay's.
Just like Lay's regular potato chips.
Okay.
I had a bag of Lay's potato chips on my bed, clothes bag. And I came back in and it was opened and they were somewhere on my bed. And I was like, that was my mom.
Aww.
I know it.
That's so precious.
And I know it's the smallest thing in or whatever.
But that's all you need. I have one.
But that was I've felt her a couple more times, but she's only really, really strong if I'm really going through it.
Yeah.
Do I feel like she has the need to, like,
Yeah.
reach out? Otherwise, she kind of just
Yeah. I don't know if I've told you this story.
vibes. What?
So, my great grandmother on my mother's side passed away when I was in like the 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And that was still when we used to go spend every summer with my grandma and grandpa up in the UP.
Yeah.
And so we got the news, and it was my grandpa's mom, so obviously like we ran out, and she lived in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact town, but it was like maybe 30 minutes outside of Boston. But so we were there, and we ended up staying for a whole month. We stayed in her house,
Wow.
trying to kind of just, getting everything taken care of.
Fiona,
Like,
stop.
that was the house that my grandpa lived in his entire life, and so like she had collected,
Oh,
a lot of
definitely,
stuff. So we
definitely.
got everything together, and um, you know, did the funeral and all this. And I've always loved the paranormal. So my great grandma, my Nana, is what we called her. She passed in like the most peaceful way. She always said she was old. She had lived a great life. Like she beat breast cancer. Like
Mhm.
she had just lived a full life. She was in her 80s, like mid 80s.
Yeah.
And she said, she always said, I want to pass in my sleep, and I want to do it before my anniversary so I can be home with my husband.
Blessed.
And she did.
That's so beautiful.
She had her caretaker come over in the morning, and they had breakfast. They played a game of cards. And then she's like, well, I'm going to take a nap. And when he came back over, she had passed during her nap. And it was just like a week before her and husband's wedding anniversary. So I was like, I loved my Nana. Like when I was really little, like I still have memories of us like traveling out to Massachusetts and stuff like that. So I loved my Nana. So I went and sat on her bed, and I just spoke to her, and I was like, Nana, I just need to know you're okay.
Yeah.
And maybe the day or two after that, I was talking just outside, just like adjacent outside her bedroom. And I was talking with one of my aunts, and all of a sudden I felt my hair raise behind me, and like my ponytail tighten a little bit. And that was like, I was so known for when I was little, of like anyone that was willing to play with my hair or like head scratches, I was down. So I just knew that was like my Nana's like little way to be
I
like,
love that.
I'm okay.
So my mom, she had cancer. She was super sick for years. It literally pretty much started like after she gave birth to me. And
I didn't know that.
yeah, and it was just kind of like an off and on thing. And
Right.
and here's a little backstory. My mom is like my favorite person. I know this is going to be a little longer than what we normally do, but I feel like you guys need to know a little bit about us.
Yeah.
My mom wanted to be able to have one last Christmas, because it was like it turned into almost like every year, like we were wondering like what was going to happen.
Right. Yeah.
And I remember, excuse me, just a couple of days before she actually fully passed. Like I already knew she was going to die at such a young age. I already knew so much about death. I knew it's stuff I shouldn't know at such a young age.
Right. But that's kind of like
But I
the children's deal out of having a parent that was sick.
But I remember asking my grandma, and I said, when is mommy gonna die so she's not in pain anymore?
Oh my God.
And she didn't know how to respond to like a 6-year-old asking such a serious question.
Right. Oh my God, I'm like starting to cry.
It gets worse. I was very known for being in school and getting pulled out of school because my mom was getting rushed to the hospital. So it was very, very normal for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to put that out there.
Right.
So this morning started like any other morning on the day that she passed.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't tell this story often because it makes me cry.
We're going to start the podcast out crying.
So we always had this thing where she would kiss me on my forehead, she'd kiss me on my nose, and she'd kiss me on my lips, and then she would say, "I love you forever," and she would squeeze my hand, but she had, like, no strength, so it
Mhm.
was just a touch, but that day, it's like she had just,
A
like,
little
a
extra
little
strength.
extra strength for that one squeeze,
Oh my
and it was like it was a
god.
normal it just felt like a normal morning to me, and I'm thinking, "Oh, she's gonna have a good day." And I was like,
Right.
"I love you forever." So I gave her a kiss on the forehead, a kiss on the nose, and a kiss on the lips, and I squeezed her hand back. And I said, "I'll see you when I get back from school." And she goes, "I love you forever. I love you, honey." And I said, "I love you too, mama." And so I left.
Mhm.
And then my grandma told me that she said, "Hey, Lenny, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go take a shower. I'll be right back." My mother waited until I was at school and until my grandma wasn't even thinking about anything and just in the shower having
A
a
normal.
normal time, not thinking about her, and just passed then. And I was at school and they came and got me, but it was really weird. Um, as my principal was looking a lot weirder than normal,
Mhm.
and I got in my car with our family friend at the time who would also pretty much like stay when the hospice nurse wasn't there and take care of my mom.
Okay.
And she picked me up. And she was the one that told me that my mom died. And I told her that I wanted to see her. And they said,
Okay.
"No, honey, you can't." And I refused. I said, "I have to see her."
Oh my god.
So they took me home. And there it is in the driveway getting ready to take away my mom. And I had to see her one last time
Oh
to
my
tell her
god,
that I love her
Tori.
forever. And at her funeral,
Ugh.
people couldn't believe me when I leaned over the casket and I kissed her forehead and I kissed her nose and I still kissed her lips and squeezed her hand and I said, "I love you forever."
Oh my god, Tori.
And I've always felt her with me. And it gets really hard sometimes to live life when your parents, like your friends have such these wonderful moms, and then they complain about their moms, and they take advantage of it.
Mm.
Losing a parent is probably the most awful thing I've ever gone through in my entire life. I wish it upon absolutely nobody.
Oh my god.
I'm not trying to
I'm just
cry.
like I need to touch you.
And like
Oh my god.
it's made me the person who I am today to be able to get up every morning, know she's just like with me. Um and I was angry for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't normally an angry child. I was always really happy, but I was angry. Just at
Mm.
everyone and
Everyone.
everything. I was at that age, I was in a Catholic school and I was angry at God.
Yeah.
And a 6-year-old shouldn't be angry at God.
Yeah.
And I lost all of my faith. And I
Mm.
continued to go to that school because that's where my mom wanted me to go to. But
Mm.
I lost all of my faith the day that she died.
Oh my god. God, I feel like the last 2 episodes we've started off so heavy.
Well, they need to know about us and some things because
Oh,
they're really, really important and vital to our lives. Like, I would not be the woman I am today
right.
without my grandma, who is my mom, who adopted me when my sperm donor didn't wanna take the
Yeah.
responsibility, and I will be forever grateful, and that woman is my mom through and through,
Yeah.
my best friend, my homie.
Grandma, when you listen to this, we love you.
Your grandma. But yeah, sorry to leave on a start on a sad note, but like I figured you guys should know a little bit about me.
Oh my god, it was so heavy, but so sweet, and I cried.
I feel like I have to throw like my my problems of like um childhood trauma on people.
Yeah.
But like it's fine. Like I know we spent like
It's
probably
what made you into the paranormal lover that you are.
it really is. And I know we spent like 20 minutes bantering and I'm super sorry about this, but
No, we're not. We have no regrets.
no regret.
Regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets. All I just thought of was someone vomiting going no regrets.
No, it's the tattoo across
I
the
know,
chest.
but in my head, I saw somebody just going regrets.
It's not regurgitation, it's regrets.
I know, but still, it's the first thing that popped into my head. Tori, your bulimia showing through. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
This episode is already fucked.
Well, we're doing Reddit deep dives.
What a great way to bring in our topic.
Like you're gonna go poop in the water, but in Reddit.
Right.
All the weird and the creepy and the fucked up and the scurry and the spoopy and the
Spoopy. I feel like people are like, oh my god, they're so bipolar and unhinged. They were just crying 2 seconds ago and now they're uncontrollably laughing.
This is how I get through my days.
So, okay.
I cry through the pain.
Right. Okay, so do you want me, should we start with like my heartfelt or should we save it to the end?
I don't feel like crying again right now. So
yeah, so should we save it to the end so when we're all spooked out that like
Definitely,
Okay.
let's do that. Okay, Brittany.
what the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I'm unhinged.
We took a second to compose ourselves, don't worry.
My armpit itches. Sorry, YouTube viewers.
Not just YouTube viewers, all viewers now.
I'm sorry, all viewers, but my armpit itches.
Did you not see? I figured out how to get it on Spotify
I am so sorry.
and Apple. We are now video everywhere.
Ooh.
Sorry, I had a burp. We are such a mess.
I mean, I have really bad period cramps. Does that count for anything?
Oh my god, what you got?
Okay.
What you got? Start us off.
My story is called Sarah.
I don't like when they're just one name.
You don't like anything.
That's fair.
Until a few years ago, I had a flip phone. One day I got a random call asking for some girl named Sarah. I told them you had the wrong number and I hung up. For the next few months, I would get these calls asking for Sarah about once or twice a week, coming from different numbers and different sounding people. Sometimes these calls came at 3 a.m.
Oh my god. I'm
One
asleep,
day-
homie.
Right? You calling me last night. One day, are you asleep? Or will you asleep? Hiya.
Can I get a hiya?
Hiya.
It's the cackle for me. We lied about the composure thing.
I tried. Give it.
Okay, sorry.
One day,
Serious in the
I
mode.
got a call, and like usual, I said, I don't know Sarah. After they hung up, I went to my contacts and I hit redial. The answering machine said the number did not exist.
Oh!
So I went back through my call history trying to call some other people that have called me with the same result. A machine telling me the number did not exist. Every time I would get these calls, I would redial the number and still get the damn machine.
Oh.
I finally Googled the numbers, but I learned that they were coming from North Dakota, Montana, basically everywhere in the Midwest. The next time I got a call asking for Sarah, I said, "Oh yeah, she's right here." And the person on the other end of the phone said, "No, she isn't." And hung up.
Oh my God, I just got chills.
Things got really weird when I started getting the calls from the unknown numbers, plural,
Oh, plural.
calling me. Whoever or whatever on the other other end hung up the second I would say hello. Once I got a call where they didn't hang up after I said hello, and I could literally just hear someone on the other end listening, but they did not really say anything, just some weird whispering. To be honest, fuck Sarah.
Fuck Sarah. Sorry if your name is Sarah.
This is like, fuck Sarah. That's how we ended it.
Oh my God.
Watch his future wife be named Sarah.
That would be hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You're already like, is your story scary? Like, you're laughing. I'm scared.
Okay, I have a short one. It's short and sweet.
Oh, short and sweet to the point.
I mean, I don't think it's really sweet, but I don't think it's really bad. But
It was the eyebrow for me.
Vogue it out.
Love that.
Sorry, I'm Madani-ing over here.
Okay.
Okay. This one's titled, "My Friend and I Think We Saw a Portal."
Who fancy?
I know.
I'd love to see a portal.
Right? Where does it go? I'd be too curious. I can't be near a portal.
I would be way too fucking curious.
A couple years ago, my best friend and I went trick-or-treating in his neighborhood. If I remember correctly, we were both 14 at the time. I think I was in 8th grade. He was in 9th. We were both entirely sober. This was
that is a needed statement.
Well, in 14 years. Yeah. This was well before we both started smoking. The night was going well and we were having fun, but we were getting tired, so we decided to make the walk back to his house. We were nearing his house, walking through the nearby school, when my friend saw a giant green road sign in the middle of the road. I noticed it too, but didn't think much of it. But he told me that was the sign, or that was a sign he had never seen there before. I can vividly, can't speak, sorry, constant trend. Vividly remember what it looked like, and it did seem out of place. It was one of the highway signs that tells you which direction to go into the nearest city. It doesn't make sense for it to be right in the middle of the road, or right in the middle of a school and a neighborhood. It's not there anymore either. I think it's pretty safe to say it was only there for the night. My friend and I still don't know what to think of it, so we started calling it the portal. Sometimes we'll separate or speculate on what it could have been on the other side, or when it could open again. We have run through theories that it opens every Halloween because of ghosts or witches or something. I joke about it, but honestly, it freaks me out a little bit.
I would have touched the sign.
I would have touched it too. But it makes me think of like Halloween Town, you know, how like a sign pops down, the bus station sign pops down right before the bus.
I would so touch the sign.
I would so go to Halloween Town.
Can we take a moment and look behind you at that precious creature?
Oh, Miss Fiona Sheepin.
This is sheep. Oh, look at her.
Oh, she's so cute.
I wish you guys could see her.
I know, she's over on the couch.
She's
off
got
camera.
this cute little birthmark on her nose right here. Oh, she's just a little cutie patootie. I just want to squish those cheeks.
I'm keeping that.
Squish those cheeks.
Squish them. Okay.
Anyways, my next story is demons are real.
Oh, hello.
Definitely a 360.
Yeah.
Squash your cheeks. Demons are real. I never really believed in the paranormal or the supernatural. I always thought the stories about people being haunted or possessed were just stories made up for entertainment or cases of severely mentally ill patients being misunderstood by fanatical priests claiming demonic possession. I never suspected they were actually real. But when I was 13, my naive brain would be put in its damn place.
Good for it.
It was the summer of 2007.
Wow, that was so long ago.
Oh, wow, I've been out of high school a long time. Life was good. I had pretty normal, average teenage life. Can't relate. I had a few friends my age who lived in the same neighborhood as me, and we would do a lot of outdoor activities like hiking, mountain biking, and fishing. Can't relate. We lived just north of the Ozark Mountains in a nice little town in Arkansas. Fucking Ozark. My father had worked very hard to give us all a good life. He came from a poor family, joined the military at 18 to better his future, and paid off. He got a good job working on airplanes, and then we moved to the country. My parents got a steal on a really nice old house in the village. That was your
Wow.
first mistake. It was a nice little community built into the woods,
Second mistake.
which had golf courses, private lakes, trails, and our own shopping center with a couple of restaurants. We were a
Damn.
happy, normal, middle-class family.
Middle class my butt.
That is until that thing showed up and ruined our lives.
Oh boy.
There were a lot of local legends about the natives that used to inhabit the area. Supposedly, our entire community was built on top of a sacred land. I used to walk the trails near my house a lot. You could find cliffs and overhangs with Indian paintings on the walls and remnants of their civilization. I always felt bad in how they were driven from their homes by my ancestors, but I was still grateful for my home and wonderful life.
Right.
The kids at school would often scare each other by telling tales of shamans summoning flesh pedestrians and rakes. And to this day, they still hunt the woods at night looking for a midnight snack. I bet they fucking are.
Yeah.
I always laughed it off. Ghosts and monsters aren't real. They're just made up stories to scare kids. I always thought the ghost hunter shows were ridiculous. You wouldn't hear or see anything on camera, but people in the show would jump in at a creek in the night and suspenseful music would play while the camera's focused on empty darkness. Don't you dare disrespect Zach Bagans.
Not Zach Bagans, not on this show. He's too hot to be disrespected.
Such a beautiful human.
Oh gosh, he's so beautiful.
Those shows can be fun for the imagination, but the reality of paranormal entities is much more terrifying. They can tear apart families and bring your whole entire world crashing down. No fucking shit.
We've gone over this.
I would actually learn this dark reality over one summer night.
Oh God, that's like...
The air was cool. I had my window open. I could hear the wind flowing through the leaves. The cicadas reverberating through the midnight woods put me in a very sleepy trance.
That sounds amazing.
It really does, to be honest. I relaxed and drifted off to sleep in such a peaceful place. I was completely safe. I always felt one with the woods. It really is beautiful here. Cradled in the sounds...
Sorry. She's such a beautiful writer.
I know.
Like, this is gorgeous. Like, beautifully
Written. Beautifully written.
Sure. Grandpa's not a strong suit here.
That's okay. I still love you. Cradled in the sounds of nature, I drifted into sleep. Then in a wave of panic, I felt every hair stand up. Chills down my spine. I feel the eyes of someone on me. I can feel their sinister intent. Every fiber in me is telling me to run. There's something here that wants to kill me.
Oh,
no,
Jesus.
Worse. It wants to own me, to make me suffer. It has been watching me for a long time, like I have been chosen. I can't breathe. Help me, help me, help me. I'm screaming. I scream, Mom, Mom, Mom. And all I hear is laughter.
Oh, dear
Not
God.
human, not a physical voice. Multiple voices of all octaves laughing at once. I can't even open my eyes. I can't breathe or talk, but I still see its eyes. These blue, bloodshot, bulging eyes, huge pupils, red, filling my mind. I feel pressure. My entire body is vibrating. I feel like I'm going to explode. I gasp as I fully awaken. But as I open my eyes, I freeze. I can't believe what I'm seeing through my door. I can see something laying on our living room couch. It's clearly visible. but clearly not a person. It's like a shadow, but flowing. The moonlight illuminates its face, a skull with a sinister smile, and it had those same eyes from my dream.
Oh, God.
Huge, bulging, wide eyes, crystal blue pupils. It's staring at me, smiling. It awkwardly sprawled out on the couch in its shadowy body like a translucent, but pitch black cloak flows like it's underwater. I'm getting the chills just typing this, and I want to be clear that this
I'm
is not
getting the chills
a
just
fictional
listening.
story. This shit really happened. I was so scared. I was frozen. I felt electricity going up and down my spine, through my brain. My eyes were wide and watering. My mouth hung open. I stared into his eyes, as it stared into my mind for what it felt like hours. It then quickly shifted out of sight. It darted from the couch to the shadows. Adrenaline hit me, and I ran into my parents' room. I burst open the door, panting and covered in sweat. My parents were first annoyed, and it was a typical parent thing, this happens. But I described this in every detail about my encounter, and when they saw how terrified I was, I started to see a look of unease and fear in my father's eyes. He was scared because he believed me.
Oh, God.
My father, being the devout Christian, believed in demons, and he was convinced that I'd just been tormented and that I was in danger. He was very serious, and I could see that he was disturbed by what had just happened. He woke up my little sister, and the whole family gathered in the living room. I wish my dad had never done what he did next.
Oh, God.
He got out his Bible and turned it to the pages to a verse. I don't quite remember the actual verse, but it was something about casting out demons. In the name of Jesus Christ, I command you to leave my family alone. He yelled angrily, cursing the demon. If you want one of us, take me. Leave my family alone. We sat in the living room, talking well into the night. After a while, we were all tired and went back to bed. I couldn't sleep, though. I couldn't forget those eyes, that evil smile, the way it moved. It was disturbing. Fast forward a few months, and things were normal. Me and my sister went back to school, and for the most part, I've forgotten all about it. I even convinced myself it was a bad dream or even sleep paralysis, even though it was the only time I ever had sleep paralysis. I went on with my life until we got the worst news I'd ever heard to this day. My dad was diagnosed with a rare form of bone cancer, and it had spread. He was dying. We were devastated. I hugged my father and cried all that day. I couldn't believe what I was going to lose my dad. He was always so strong, seemed so very healthy. The weird thing is the doctors were also puzzled. His cancer was usually only found in teenagers. That was a cancer that almost 100% of the time was only found in boys in their early teens. This shocked me. It made me feel guilty. The whole experience of the demon became prominent in my mind, and I remembered my father's words to the demon. I think it had its eyes on me, but went after my dad instead. I wish it had taken me, though. My family would be much better off today if it had. My father remained positive, though. His sickness, he went to the chemotherapy sessions, started eating healthier, and worked out as much as he could. With his bald head and amputated leg, people would often come up to him and thank him for his service. He always laughed and said thank you, because he was a veteran. However, contrary to what people thought, his condition was worse than what he thought, thinking he must have stepped on an IED. He lived for 3 more years. Even though the doctor said he had less than a year, he always stayed happy and positive, more for our sake than his own. But towards the end, he started to slowly deteriorate. It was awful. I couldn't do anything to help the man who I looked up to, who protected us, who I always saw invincible, who was crumbling before me. He lost all of his weight and started sleeping on the couch not to disturb my mom. He was so sick. He had suffered so much. I would hear his death rattles and moans and want nothing more to help him than I could. But something that disturbs me so much to this day is I started to realize something. He was more resembled that demon. He was getting thin, and he looked like a skeleton, and he had very blue eyes.
Oh, my God. I was thinking it, too.
Sometimes he would just look at me from the couch, and I would get chills.
Oh, my God.
The demon had been mocking me. intimidating, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. To say the least.
My father would still lay on that couch and vigorously smile at me. But something enrages me. How can something so vile? How could something be so purely evil? My poor father soon died and left us a broken family. My mother fell into a depression. I looked after my little sister, tried to be the best other figure I could be, even though I was a poor substitute. We fell behind on bills. The bank foreclosed our house and we lost everything.
Oh my
The
God.
next handful of years were a struggle, but now I'm an adult and have gotten some more sort of a stable life. I recently figured out why my father was so shaken that night and didn't just blow off it as a bad dream. I visited my sister recently and we started talking about ghosts and the paranormal. I asked if she ever seen anything like that and she hesitated for a second, but then told me, and what she said gave me chills. She said she was very young and on that night she saw a demon, but had largely forgotten that night. But she told me she used to see a shadowy man standing at the end of her bed, and he had a skull for a face with these big bulging blue eyes. Again, I'm going to say, demons are real.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's so. Oh, I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
It's not like the demonic story you're gonna think it's gonna be.
No. Oh
It
my God.
literally just flips the switch and it's like, ha, I'm gonna take your loved one, make them look like me.
Yeah. I got like nervous burps.
I know, I had the nervous farts when I read it out loud, sorry.
Just sitting here. Farting.
Just saying, I had the nervous the little foofs.
Little foofs.
Little foofs.
Oh, too good. Okay.
Okay, we were just listening back to the audio to make sure like that it worked, and then I came to the realization, do we sound alike when we read? We kind of do.
A little bit. I can see where you thought that.
I was like, weird.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, we are our own persons.
Yeah, I hope people don't get our voices mixed up. Or that they can tell the difference between our voices.
Do I need to like insert a whale voice?
No, you don't. You don't speak whale, Tori. Okay.
Well, they know our laughs.
Yeah, we have very distinctive laughs. Okay.
Right. Scare me shitless, you beautiful bitch.
Okay, there is a sound in here that I'm going to attempt my best at.
Is it a demonic sound?
I don't think so, but the way that they typed it out, I'm gonna try.
I was like, all you gotta do is
use those vocal cords.
Please don't. You know that makes me nervous. Okay. The title is, I'm only gonna say this word once.
No, we're not gonna say it at all. Flesh pedestrians.
Am I being followed
No.
by a
Flesh pedestrian.
skin
Flesh pedestrian.
walker?
Brittany Claire Molesky.
You used my full name.
You know that's a no-no.
I said it once. I'm not saying it again.
Do you want me to say the other one?
No.
The Z one?
No.
That's what I fucking thought.
Don't threaten me. Okay. It's been happening for about 2 months now, but every time I'm outside alone, day or night, I hear someone calling my name.
It's me.
Like long and drawn out.
Again, it's me.
Almost sing a song like, oh, I get the noise now.
It's me.
No, it's Amanda.
That is absolutely terrifying.
You want me to do it again? Amanda.
That is terrifying. If I heard that, I'd be like, bye.
It's not the same voice every time.
Oh, that's even worse.
but it does sound like a relative each time. I have none that live close to me. I was outside putting things in my car one morning, and in the thicket,
The thicket? Yeah, I
yeah,
think.
thicket behind me. I don't know.
Yeah, the
that's like-
thicket. That's the right context.
yeah. I heard huge branches snapping and a lot of commotion. A lot of commotion among the leaves. But as soon as I turned towards the noise, it was dead silent. I've only heard a little bit about them, so I don't know if I'm just imagining things or what.
Nope, you're not. I do not fuck.
So then she asked for
with flesh
advice. Can
pedestrians.
anyone give me some more info on them or any insight as to what this might be? I do live in the Appalachia area as well.
Update. It is a flesh pedestrian. Okay. I want to tell you now. It is a flesh pedestrian. On this podcast, we do not say what Brittany said. If she says it one more time, I'm gonna flick her on the fucking nose. I hope you all understand.
You have a really cute sneeze.
Stop it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
She
It's so cute and dainty, like a little mouse. If I ever saw a mouse sneeze, that's what it would sound like.
stop. She did edit it later to add more. She said, I am currently taking advantage of my mental health resources in my area.
Oh, minute.
I'm sorry. And I do not have any hallucinogenic conditions. I do not have schizophrenia. Thank you, though. She put that in all caps. Someone must have commented and she was mad.
That's so rude that people would jump to schizophrenia. Like, I'm not fucking insane, okay?
Right.
There's just insane noises in my woods.
There's something in there. Damn
I don't
it.
know what it is, but it's there, and I don't like it. And to be
Right.
honest with you, how would you feel? Let's be
Right.
honest. How would you feel if you heard someone go,
Brittany.
I'd be so gone. My house would be on market.
I wouldn't even put
Fleece.
it on the market. I'd just leave. I'm not gonna post some dumb shit and stay.
Well, no. When in doubt, move the fuck out.
Always.
But that's it. That's all. There's no other edits.
Like, I'm forever a spooky 10. I love all things spooky, but I'm
Of
also
course.
not fucking spooky stupid.
No. Excuse me, y'all. Kitty cats. We are recording a podcast.
I don't know what you're into, but whatever it is, stop.
Don't, maybe?
You're gonna suffocate yourself if it's a plastic bag. And one, I don't know where you got a plastic bag from.
That's really is what it sounded like, though. Oh my god, I sneezed a whole bunch and now my nose is running. Michigan winters.
Do you need to blowy your nosy?
I don't want to stop recording just so I can blow my nose.
I think they'll be okay.
Okay, we're gonna take a
second because
second.
Brittany's got to blow a nose.
yeah.
She's got the boogies. She went to the bathroom, blew her nose, pet the dog, watched a TikTok, and I grabbed a Diet Coke in my pee-pee as well. And now we're back for more Reddit stories. That was a lot. I didn't breathe when I did that.
No, that was impressive.
Thanks. I kind of regret it, and I feel like I still got that COVID bullshit. I'm trying to get over that shortness of breath. Shit. It comes and fucks me up, man. COVID fucked me up.
It fucked a lot of people up.
I am still disappointed that I have a COVID cough and shortness of breath.
Well, it probably doesn't help that you're also a vapor. You're ridiculous.
Delicious.
Read your next story, you weirdo.
Me? You need to read one.
Oh, that's right. You just
Unless you want me to read another one and then you read one and finish off heartfelt because my next one's a little scurry.
I can read mine. We can end on a scary note because we
Okay,
started off
so we're ending on
deep.
all deep and
Yeah, I
sad and
feel-
emotional.
Yeah, so I feel like maybe we should end on a scary note.
Okay. Lay it on me.
All right. This is called My Friend Came Back to Tell Me He's Okay.
I'm gonna cry.
I'm sure a lot of you reading this can relate to losing someone. I've definitely endured quite a bit of loss through my lifetime, though this specific one hit harder than ones before and has taken a while to come to terms with. In 2019, I received a phone call late in the night from a close friend of mine. Levi wasn't the type to call. He was more of a texter. So, when I saw his name flashing on my cell phone at 2 a.m., I knew it couldn't be good. I picked up the phone, walked out of my bedroom, and went into the next room to take the call so I wouldn't wake up my sleeping girlfriend and newborn. I was told within the first 20 seconds of the call that there had been an accident and our friend Tyler was gone. I went from half asleep to wide awake in a split second. What? Gone? I'm sorry.
God bless you. Gazoon tight.
Thank you. I'm so sorry.
At least your sneezes are cute.
What? Gone? What the fuck does that even mean, Levi? I got shitty. I got pissed because I didn't believe him. Until he told me again that Tyler was gone. There was an accident while he was driving and that he was dead.
Just like that.
He told me himself a few others of our friend group were all at his house, and he told me I could come over if I ever wanted to. After we got off the phone, I fell to the floor. I was completely in shock and disbelief. There was no way this happened. This wasn't real. A few moments later, I went to the bedroom, picked up my 4-month-old sleeping son, walked downstairs to sit in our recliner, and just bawled my eyes out for hours. Tyler had been texting me that night. He asked me what I was up to around 9 or 10. Myself and my girlfriend were on the couch playing Overcooked on the Switch. I had asked him the same about what he was doing. He responded that he was drunk. And I assumed he was at his house or another's. He was a very social dude and loved to be out and about drinking with people. He was loved by many and a friend to all. I had removed myself mostly from that lifestyle because of getting into a serious relationship and having my first child. I had fallen asleep while he was messaging back and forth, and his last message read, "You winning?" I never thought to ask where he was or if he needed a ride. He wrecked his truck on the way home from the barn that night. Just an hour or so after that last message was sent to my phone. The guilt of not asking him if he was okay or if he needed a ride home or anything, just assuming he was good. That guilt took over my life, and consumed me to the point where I was now drinking heavily myself on a regular basis. Whiskey every single night, blacking out to numb the pain and guilt. I almost lost my job. I stopped caring for myself. Most importantly, I stopped being a good partner and father. My girlfriend at one point had her car packed with all her belongings and my son's, telling me to say goodbye to him as I was sitting in my garage. Somehow, I was fortunate enough that she ended up staying, and I slowly got my shit together. Fast forward a few years. Throughout this time, I would occasionally talk to Tyler, whether that had been in my head, silently, or even out loud at times when I was alone, asking him, "Please tell me you're okay. Find a way, please." I had come to terms with his death, but I didn't have that closure and reassurance still, if that makes any sense. I have a cat making noise.
Sorry.
I had a few dreams where I thought he was there, but it felt cloudy, and I would forget a lot of it, if not all the details of said dream. However, a few months back, I had another dream, one so real, so vivid about him. This is strange and hard to explain, but we were all giant nerds coupled with heavy levels of sarcasm within my friend group. Stupid, childish, immature, sarcastic humor is the norm. So when my dream started off with me and Tyler walking into the bathroom together and then both walked up to the toilets and seeing a huge turd, we both started yelling, "Poop!" and dying laughing.
Me and you.
Weird, I know, but it was just
No,
it was
no,
just
no.
us.
We do that. We're like that.
All of a sudden, the back of the wall behind the toilets opened like a door. The bathroom completely disappeared in front of us. Moments later, the most amazing, beautiful scenery laid before me. Huge mountains, lush green grass, and incredibly blue skies. Picture that first time in Breath of the Wild when Link walks up to the edge of the mountain and you get that first look of how beautiful the world was. Tyler turned to me and didn't say a word, but just looked at me. I knew instantly without him even speaking, that he had to go back to his place, and I couldn't follow. "You don't have to go, man. Please don't. Stay for a little longer." I was pleading with him. He still said nothing, just smiled and walked into that world and kept eye contact with me as the door closed back up. The dream immediately faded to black, and I woke up. Tyler was 27 when he left us. He was a great friend. We spent so much time together over the years. Good times outweighed the bad, and I could spend hours telling stories about the stupid shit we had gotten into and somehow gotten out of. This is the first time I've told this story, and I know it's long-winded, but after reading some other stories on here about similar experiences, I thought this would be the best time to share mine and get it off my chest. I honestly believe he visited me that last time to tell me he was okay. Tyler, I love you, man. I miss you every single fucking day. I cannot wait until we meet again, my friend. Thank you for reading it if you made it this far. I got chills.
That's really good.
Like, I got chills when I read it the first time, but like,
That's really good.
I know. I was like, I have to include it. It's not scary, but
No,
I found it on
I know.
Reddit, so it counts.
Oh no, it does count. I love a good sweet story, and drunk driving hits home.
Yeah.
I lost two friends to drunk driving.
Yeah.
In one night, and another one ended up in prison. So
do not drink and drive. It is not okay. Buzz driving is still drunk driving. I know it's on all the billboards, but it's true.
It's not funny. It's not. I am like the person that doesn't take kindly to it. I am the one that's like, are you good? Like, if you're not good, I'm driving. Yeah. Like, I am always the sober friend. I'm always the one, because I want to be the one that can drive somebody home if they need it.
Right, and get everyone home safely.
Just because of past experiences.
Yeah.
I mean, that ruined me.
Right.
I don't want that to happen to anybody else.
No one should have to go through that. All right.
I need to land on this one. We haven't covered anything on this one yet.
Ooh, we hadn't covered anything on the flesh pedestrians either. So
we're going to, but they give me a lot of anxiety.
I know they do.
And that's only because I have my old boss is Native American. So he's told me some stories before.
Right. We'll share them when we do that episode.
Yes. And maybe I can get him to come on. I bet he would.
Maybe.
He's my Katy Perry concert buddy.
Oh, we love that.
I know. Okay. I keep seeing my doppelganger, and I'm becoming terrified.
Ooh, they're never a good thing. Or they could be, but...
Actually, doppelgangers, I believe, are more known as an omen of bad luck.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
And if you follow us on Instagram, there is a post on Instagram about doppelgangers.
Just sure.
Just a whole little Instagram shout out.
Woo woo. This might give you the scary poofs.
Okay.
So squeeze your butt cheeks.
Squeeze it.
Yeah, I know. It sounds crazy. Just bear with me, please. I'm hoping to really get some help on this. Otherwise, I have a strong feeling something horrible is going to happen to me. I live in a pretty small town, one of these Southern American towns with just a Sonic, a Dollar General, and a Walmart. There's also a school and a church, but other than that, yeah, pretty fucking dead. I live with a roommate, RJ, and about a week ago, I told RJ I was headed to Walmart to pick up a new phone charger since mine had been iffy the last couple of days. RJ just replied with, bet.
Bet.
As I walked out the door, he continued cooking the spaghetti he had been making himself. It was about a 10-minute drive or so to Walmart, and once I pulled in the parking lot and turned off my car, I got a call from RJ. Yo, what the fuck was that about? He asked me.
Whoa.
What? I replied, trying to think back to anything I could have said or done that would have had him sounded so weird before I left.
Right.
Don't mess with me, dude. Come on. Why'd you come back in and just look around? RJ said back. That reply made me sit up in my seat, trying to think of what the hell he was talking about.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, RJ? I just pulled up to Walmart. I didn't come back inside for anything. Dude, I'm telling you, you did. You had a weird ass fucking look in your eye, too. And when I asked what the fuck you were doing, you just looked at me all weird and walked back out the door. Are you okay or what? RJ asked in this confused, slightly concerning tone. I sat in my car in silence for a moment. What was RJ on? I was positive I didn't do that, but to be honest, I didn't think too much of it at first.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't either.
Are you sure you saw me and not someone else? Did one of the other guys come by and you just thought it was me? I asked. It wasn't too uncommon for our friends of ours to just, show up, walk through our door. In my mind, this was the only logical explanation that I could think of. Excuse me. Ryan, stop fucking with me. It was you that came back in. You looked me dead in my eyes, and then you just walked out after and didn't say a thing. So you're telling me that was not you? RJ sounded so frustrated, like he didn't believe me that I wasn't there. I ended up FaceTiming him to show him that I was indeed at fucking Walmart, and I was indeed not fucking there.
Right.
His voice changed to be a little more concerned, seeing as how it was a 10-minute drive there, and whoever he saw had just left a couple minutes ago. Talked about the incident some more, even getting to the point of laughing about it, and then I hung up. Didn't try to think about what he could have seen, but the only two explanations that made sense to me that were either he saw someone else and just mistaken me for them, or that he was just messing with me. But nonetheless, I went into Walmart, bought what I needed, left, had a good rest of my day. The next incident came that night after RJ told me he was going to bed, and I stayed up scrolling through Instagram. About 30 minutes after RJ went to his room, he came out again and seemed like he was about to head out the door, but stopped suddenly when he saw me in the living room, sitting in my recliner. What's up? RJ asked. He said it like he hadn't expected me to say something, like I needed something. Huh? I asked, confusion taking over my face.
Mine too.
What did you need to show me? I thought you were outside, RJ said.
What?
I was confused as ever, and I could only muster out that I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Ryan, you gotta stop, man. I get you want to mess with me, but I got to work in the morning, man, RJ said. I began to become irritated as well as confused. I could tell RJ was sincere about what he was saying, and I knew he wasn't messing with me. I asked him what he was talking about, and he sighed and told me that I called him a few minutes ago and told him I wanted to meet me outside, that I had something to show him. I stood up from my recliner as I thought back to the incident earlier that day, and I started becoming nervous. I told him I didn't call him, and I told him to pull out his phone and show me. As I brought mine up and my recent calls to prove it in fact, I didn't.
Who did?
He showed me his recent calls, and the screen showed that my name was at the top and that I called him a few minutes ago. I took his phone and opened the info to the call. Although my name was there, no number was attached to it.
Oh, no. Oh, no, no. No, ma'am.
As well as my own phone calls history showing We both exchanged glances at each other. I could see the nervousness in his eyes. I'm pretty sure he could see it in mine, too. I explained that the so-called number that potentially was in there was not mine, and he took his phone back and called the number that appeared,
Mm-hmm.
putting it on speaker. We both stood in a silence as it rang and rang, but nobody ever picked up the number. And it didn't have a voicemail either. So I hung up and he put his phone in his pocket. So would the voice sound like mine? I asked RJ as I walked over to the door and opened it, looking out into the yard and flipping on the porch light, looking around. I heard RJ come up behind me to look outside as well, and he replied nervously, I mean, I guess so, but Ryan, it sounded just like you. I mean, just like you. RJ started checking the windows and locking all of them. I closed the door, turned off the porch light, and then locked it. Contemplating calling the cops, but RJ said there was nobody outside and maybe it was just one of our friends or stranger pranking us. After talking about it for a bit, I finally brought up the elephant in the room. What if it was the same person that came into the house today?
Oh, God.
I asked RJ.
I don't know why, but that sentence got me.
He looked at me and then suddenly looked a lot more nervous than he was just a second ago. So you think that there's someone out there who looks like you, sounds like you, and wants to pull some elaborate, creepy prank on us or something? He asked. I don't know, man, but someone is doing something all right, and I don't like this shit, I replied. Finally agreed that if one more creepy incident like the two today happened again, we would call the cops and try to file a harassment charge. After the discussion, RJ went back to bed, and I stayed up watching YouTube, kind of freaked out on the inside, but hoping we had seen the last of it. Things only got weirder. Over the next few days, I would get calls and texts from my friends and even my boss asking me why I was calling them, asking them to meet up somewhere or talk to them before hanging up. I tried telling them it wasn't me and explained to them that someone had been messing with me for a few days. I did call the cops when I got sick of it happening. The police took my information and told me and my stories and told me that they would get back to me if they found anything. And if I come across my twin of mine, to call them back immediately. Despite the cops getting involved, I didn't feel any safer. Last night, something happened that would make me question the supernatural, something I didn't believe in, and something I didn't even consider until then. I was sitting at home watching a movie with RJ. I got a text from my mom. It was about 8 o'clock, and I didn't usually get texts from her that late at night. I looked at it, and it simply read, "You okay in there?" I asked my mom what she was talking about. She replied back with, "You've just been in there for a little bit. I wanted to make sure you didn't die on the toilet like Elvis."
Oh, God, they're in this mom's house.
My mom said with a bunch of laughing emojis. My mind went into panic mode. I showed RJ my phone and put on my shoes, and he started doing the same. I called my mom as RJ and I went running out into my car. It took a while, but finally I convinced her to leave the house and go to the neighbors and call the cops, telling her of all the experiences I had been having as she was leaving the house. I also told her to watch the house in case the imposter left. She lived about 20 minutes away, but I got there in 15. I hit the gas and sped my way over there. I arrived at the house at the same time the police did, and my mom and I explained the situation to them on the neighbor's doorstep. They told us to hang tight as they went in and searched the house. My mom was freaked out, and I was too. RJ didn't look any better. My mom's neighbor offered us all a cigarette to calm our nerves, and although none of us are smokers, we all took one as we waited and discussed what was happening. The police came back to the neighbor's porch where we were all sitting, and they told us they hadn't found anybody, and they had searched every nook and cranny of the house. I cursed under my breath, and my mom said she didn't see anybody leave.
Oh, God.
When the police left, RJ, my mom, and I went back into my mom's house, and I figured the imposter had snuck out one of the windows, sneaking away undetected. All three of us went around the house, checking to see which windows were left unlocked. But that's where the freakiest fact of the matter came into light. There weren't any. All the doors and windows except the front door where my mom had left were all perfectly locked. We checked to see if maybe the locks were fucked up, and I could have opened anyways, but none did, no matter how much pressure we added. I asked my mom if she had watched the house like I asked, She had our neighbors across the street even had security cameras that faced the house. And today I went over to ask them if I could take a look and see if anybody had left. Well, my mom may not have been looking last night. Nobody did. The video showed my mom running to the neighbors next door, all the way up to me arriving. Nobody left the house. Nobody came. I was freaked out beyond anything I'd ever felt. I got back home not too long ago from that. RJ is at work. I'm at the entire house locked. I'm hoping nothing else happens because honestly, I didn't know what the hell to do. I Googled theories and I came across the concept of doppelgangers, and I read people's stories of interacting with them. As scary and outlandish as it seems, I think that's what might be going on. As to why me and why now, I have no idea. And if anybody has anything for me, could you please let me know, because I seriously can't take much more of this. I'm scared whoever this is might go from harassment and creepiness to something much worse. God, I hope not. I've checked up on my family and my friends just to make sure they're all okay. I can tell RJ is still shaken. I truly don't blame him, but I can tell you, I saw myself in the doorway the other day. I'm not okay.
I'm not okay. Oh my God. So I want, like, did he look back and watch himself? So is that what he means? Like, he saw himself walk in his mom's house when he says he saw myself at the doorway? Oh my God. Like, that's crazy. Have you ever seen your doppelganger?
No,
Or
and I
like
don't ever want to.
Or like anyone that's like looked like you?
I've seen someone that's kind of looked like me, but not like a doppelganger.
Yeah.
I mean, my brother Jacob and I could be twins.
Right. Yeah, me and
But-
my brother could be twins too.
But that's like the closest like I really have is like.
And I feel like that's the closest I ever want to be. Like right there.
I do too. Like I'm
Keep
good.
it at arm distance. You know what I
Like-
mean?
Jacob's good enough. Like he's just like the boy version of me.
Right. That's what my brother is.
So pretty solid.
Yeah.
Doppelgangers are not something to fuck with.
No.
They creep me out. I'll have to do like a whole story on
Yeah.
because there are they don't necessarily want to like harm. They're just like omens, and usually
Yeah.
it's just like bad things are going to happen.
Right.
From what I have gathered about doppelgangers.
Right.
Blah.
Yeah. Hi, Phoebe. Oh God.
Thank you for sticking with us today, guys. On
That
our
was
little,
rough at the beginning.
Our little Reddit deep dive and our little sad boy talk.
We really got sad.
So sorry. Not all the episodes are going to be like this. We just needed to try to like compose a minute
Yeah.
and like figure out which topic we really want to do next.
Yeah. Because we have lives outside of our podcast. Like, we both have full-time jobs. Like, she's married with a husband. Like, I have a child.
My husband runs a business, so then
Yeah.
I gotta help with that.
Right. Like, this is, we're putting this as our business, and what,
This is our other business.
this
yeah.
is, but they have, your husband has another business, and
Yeah.
I've got a boyfriend that I want to spend time with, and family members, and so some weeks we might just do a Reddit deep dive if we just need a break from, because we generally do put a lot of research into our topics.
Yeah. And we love researching. Do not get us wrong. We love doing it.
Yeah.
We both just had a busy
Week, like,
we just
with
started,
all the technical issues as well.
yeah, and see, technically we would have 2 episodes out to you,
Right.
but now we are going to postpone those episodes and re-release them at a different time, re-record them, better audio.
Yeah, we don't want to give you bad episodes. We're very much, let's put out good quality episodes for you guys.
Yes.
We care about you guys, so we don't want you to have to listen to 20 minutes of
See, the thing is so like I listened to that, and you remember how I told you, I said, yeah, like the audio was a little wonky or whatever. Well, I could hear another laugh over your laugh.
I know, and we'll never get that back. Well, I mean, who knows?
No, it's still in the drafts.
Well, yeah, I know, but like we're not gonna post that. Like, I mean, we might
No.
post like this, like
I can keep that clip of it.
yeah,
I can clip everything else out.
right.
Well, I can clip that out and send it to you if you want me to.
Oh yeah, you can do that. We'll post it out.
Yeah, but there was another laugh over Brittany's laugh, and it was very uncomfortable. And I was at work, and I literally took my headphones out.
I would.
I was like, I'm good.
Okay, guys. Well, don't forget to join us weekly. We're on YouTube, Spotify, the whole jam.
Except we're on everything except Pandora.
Yeah, we don't know Pandora. But other than that, we have social medias. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We have a Facebook page and a Facebook group that's completely private. We have a TikTok that we're really bad at posting on, but we're trying to be better.
We're getting there.
Yeah. Like we said, we have other things
We're
going
trying,
on.
okay.
And it's the holiday season, so please, I know life is hectic and crazy, but spend time with your family and your loved ones and your friends. Let them know how much you care.
Like little Fifi over here.
Yeah, she cuddle bugs. You got a cuddle buggies over
I think
here.
Fiona is our mascot.
Yeah, honestly.
Look at her.
You're so cute.
Oh, we
All
should take
right.
a picture of Fiona and post it on Instagram so everybody can see who
Yeah.
Fiona actually is.
Yeah, if they don't watch YouTube or whatever. Watch our videos if you just listen in.
Yes. Okay,
But-
guys, we do really appreciate you and you
Yes.
listening. Please keep spreading the word. Please
Yes.
rate and review on
Yes.
Spotify and Apple and wherever else you can rate. Fiona,
Yes.
do not eat that because I can still see you.
She's like, I'm gonna eat the cord while mom's not looking.
Well, guys, to end the podcast,
Nate, remember, don't look behind you.